If you're a peruser of folklore or horror movies, then I'm sure you've heard of werewolves. You know, the poor unfortunate souls that are cursed with lycanthropy, destined to turn into a wolf-like creature on every full moon with strength, speed, and senses far greater than any man or wolf possesses, that assist them in their hunt for human flesh. Werewolves, and those of their ilk, are common all across the world, from Europe to North and South America. And really, if an area has wolves, there's most likely legends of werewolves or something similar to shapeshifters that are incredibly dangerous to their populace. And I absolutely adore them. Yes, in the Great War that began in 2009 between the vampire supporters and werewolf lovers, even though they weren't werewolves, I was very firm in the werewolf category. I just love their big fuzzy faces and paws and how big and muscly they are and oh, sorry. I swear this video isn't about my love of werewolves. It's actually about a very specific beastie that may or may not be one, but has been labeled a modern-day United States werewolf. The Beast of Bray Road. Hello everyone, and welcome to Wicked Encounters, where we explore just what goes bump in the night. I'm your host, Allie, and today we're going to talk about the Beast of Bray Road. The Beast of Bray Road is the name given to the wolf-like creature reported to have been seen on the road it gets its name from. It's been called the man-wolf, bear-wolf, and the indigenous dog-man, based on the different descriptions people have given when they've claimed to have run into it. But for its best-known name, where the heck is Bray Road? And how do I get there to see this man-wolf? Well, Bray Road is located near Elkhorn, Wisconsin in Walworth County, and is a cute little rural farm road that is surrounded by crop fields and quaint homes. It's not in a location where one would really think a beast would be lurking, since there is no forest near the area for it to hide in, at least from what I saw during my Google Maps voyage down the length of it. A lot of corn, and a few trees here and there, but it honestly looks like a pretty decent area for someone looking for a quiet life in the country, but still close enough to the town of Elkhorn in case you wanted some groceries or something fun to do. Fun fact, Elkhorn was once known as the Christmas card town, as it was featured on quite a few Christmas cards thanks to its picturesque scenery for Christmas time. Though when you might have a werewolf or shapeshifter chilling in the cornfields nearby, it might be a little bit harder to get into a festive mood. The beast is described by alleged witnesses as being a 6 to 7 foot tall creature with canine-like features. It's completely covered in gray and brown fur or hair, though built enough to have a visibly muscular visage, with a wolf head and large red or orange glowing eyes. Interestingly, it has been described as moving as both a quadruped and a biped, while being able to sit on its haunches or kneel like a man. It's typically been seen eating, hunting, or scavenging when spotted, and while no one has been reported to have been attacked, the beast has acted aggressively towards some witnesses who claim it has run at them or have jumped onto their vehicles. Speaking of witnesses, let's talk about some of them. The oldest reported sighting of the beast comes from 1936 from Mark Shackleman, a night watchman for the St. Coletta School for Exceptional Children on the outskirts of Jefferson, Wisconsin. The school was located in a former Franciscan convent and covered several old buildings, an orchard, and a wide open field where several old Native American burial mounds had been preserved. Wait, what? Okay then, yeah, sure. Putting a convent right next to some old burial mounds. Great idea. I'm sure nothing bad would ever happen if something like that was done. I have a question. Do you want to be haunted or cursed? Because this is exactly how you get haunted or cursed. Anyway. One night, Shackleman was crossing the field when he saw a shape. As he got closer, he heard digging and smelled rotting meat. The shape was a hunched being on all fours, digging into one of the burial mounds. From a distance and the way that it was digging, Shackleton thought that it was perhaps a dog or a wolf, until it looked at him and stood up, unfurling to a being over 6 feet tall, a thick, muscular creature covered in thick fur, with a canine face, growled down at Shackleman, whose heart was beating uncontrollably, and stared at the beast with a shaky breath. Suddenly, the beast turned and ran off into the trees, disappearing into the foliage under the cover of night. This wasn't the only run-in Shackleman had with this beast. The following night, he returned to make his rounds. Honestly, he's a braver person than I am, because I ain't getting eaten for a paycheck. Sorry, boss, but that's not in my position's duties. Anyway, he returned to make his rounds, and while walking the fields, Shackleman once again heard the sound of dirt being shifted, and saw the shadow of the creature from the night before, digging away at the same mound. Once more, the creature stood up and turned its attention to Shackleman, opened its mouth to reveal massive fangs, its lips pulled back in a snarl as it growled at him in a way he described as being half human and half beast, vocalizing something akin to Gadara at him. Afterwards, it once more turned away and left, never to be seen by Shackleman again. But its growl? That stayed in his mind for years. Sightings of the beast became more prevalent in the 80s and 90s, with many of the people who have spotted the beast having been in their cars. One woman saw it crossing the road as she was driving, while another saw it eating an animal on the side of the road. For those who have seen it outside of their vehicles, well, their experiences were much more terrifying. At one point, a woman claimed that the beast tried to break into her home, but fortunately was unsuccessful. Despite its inability to get in, it did leave its mark, literally, on one of her horses, where the poor animal had a large gash across its back. A few footprints were left behind as well, which she claimed were over 12 inches long. Well, you know what they say about a man with big feet. He probably has a hard time finding shoes in his size. Now, most of the stories of the Beast of Bray Road began being shared after a high school girl had an encounter with the beast while she was driving down Bray Road near Delavan on Halloween night, when her right tire hit something and was lifted off the ground from the collision. When she stopped to check what she may have hit, she saw a massive, wolf-like creature standing on two legs off to the side of the road staring at her, until it suddenly charged in her direction. She quickly rushed into her car and sped away, but not fast enough to avoid the creature jumping onto the trunk of her car. Before it was able to cause any serious damage, the wolfish beast slid off of the vehicle, leaving claw marks on her trunk. The girl went to the Walworth County Animal Control to tell her story, and soon many others began recounting their own encounters with the creature. This prompted a full investigation full of skepticism and mockery. And then came Linda Godfrey. Linda Godfrey was a local and reporter for The Week, a Walworth County weekly paper, who was sent to investigate the strange stories of a canine monster being spotted on Bray Road. Linda was a pretty important figure in the world of cryptozoology, being one of the main people to really have the Beast of Bray Road go as mainstream as it has. Her journey of cryptozoology began with meeting some witnesses. She viewed their stories as believable for their consistency and how they seemed to be good, honest, working people from many different backgrounds. Men, women, young, old, blue and white collar. The beast didn't discriminate when it came to who it ran into. They had nothing to gain from claiming to have seen some monster after all. From here, she took a trip to the Walworth County Animal Control, where she spoke with Humane Officer John Fredrickson, who, surprisingly, provided her with a manila folder he marked Werewolf. This folder was filled with note cards detailing 6 or 7 sightings of the creature, though Fredrickson himself believed that they were most likely mistaking coyotes or a wolf for a horrifying creature, stating that, sometimes, when a wolf or coyote is ready to pounce on an animal, it'll actually spring up, which gives the illusion that it's standing. So, if they caught sight of the animal at just the moment it was lunging, it could have appeared to be on 2 legs. Godfrey didn't much go for that explanation, though, and continued to meet with various witnesses who had claimed to have also seen the beast, sharing their tales and continuing the search for the creature who supposedly prowled near her hometown. Godfrey went on to write a few books on the Beast of Bray Road, and paranormal events that occurred in Wisconsin that cemented her spot in the Cryptozoology Hall of Fame, with her adventures looking for werewolves, sending her all across North and South America, Europe, and even Australia, where she was contacted by those who reported to see creatures similar to the Beast of Bray Road. While she remained close to the monster that got her started into cryptozoology, she herself had never seen it, only ever able to retell the tales of those who had claimed to have seen the Beast of Bray Road. She died on November 27, 2022, at the age of 71. I like to think that she lives on in a way through the continued sharing of the Beast of Bray Road's tale to some capacity, but what do you think? Do you believe in the existence of the Beast of Bray Road? Have you ever encountered something similar? What other cryptid would you like me to cover? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more creepy content. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment below and let me know what you think, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified when I upload new videos. And with that, I'm Allie, this is Wicked Encounters, and I'll see you next time. Bye!